Alrighty, everybody. So I was making a video a little while ago, as I usually do in my car right after I got my coffee. And it was actually a really good video for y'all. It's going to be fantastic, okay? I was really, getting in the groove, getting to the rhythm of everything. And, I felt great. I was already at like over 14 minutes of videoing. And, my goal for this video, at least for today, or at least for right now, is to be at about the 20-minute benchmark, okay? Because, the topic, I'm going to be talking about today is going to be really important in the sports world, okay? Because the topic I will have for y'all today has been a major discussion in the past. It's a major discussion right now that needs to be made, and will be a major talking point in the future, okay? So it's really big, definitely a big deal. And I was going off, I was going all hands on deck sort of deal. It was gonna be incredible. And all of a sudden, my phone just randomly shut off, okay? And it said overheated, you need to plug it in, cool it down, or whatever the hell it said. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then when I went back into the YouTube app, it wouldn't even let me continue it. So here we are again. So this is take 2, okay? So maybe, hey, this one might be a heck of a lot better than the last one was. So, we'll give it a whirl, give it a shot, and see where we go. But this leads to my other point, because yesterday I made a video called Bostonian Summer, okay? Now I was talking about how a lot of times here in Boston, in the Northeast and even in North Carolina, but let's, specifically stay with Massachusetts, okay? We tend to get 4 seasons in one day, like I was talking about yesterday. Started off really cold and really cloudy, and then when I was recording the video called Bostonian Summer, so if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you actually go see it because it's actually really important, and it's a great video as well. So check that one out. When I was recording that video, I was out in my yard like I am right now, and it was beautiful out, okay? It was kind of like right now where it's nice and sunny, okay? The birds were chirping, everything was all in well, okay? Beautiful, beautiful day outside, at least at that point in time. And then it went back to being cloudy and cold, okay? And then after that, it got dark out because it was nighttime. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me, so many different things going on in one day. I can only take so much, okay? 4 different things going on in one day just with the weather. And I've already got a heck of a lot of other things on my plate. So it's like, you gotta be kidding me, come on. This is a joke, give me a break. But the thing about today is that I woke up, around 8:30 or so, right? Which is nice, getting up early, getting my day started early, because I've noticed if I sleep until 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm just messed up the rest of the day. My body's just not acclimated the way it should. So getting up early is definitely a good decision for me. And plus they say, if you really want to be successful in life, get up early, get your cup of coffee, read a book, you know what I mean? Read some pages in a book, no matter whether it's, 1 page or 10 pages or 10 chapters or whatever. As long as you read a little bit of a book each day, that's what will lead to a very successful life. So when I woke up this morning, it was already 60 degrees at 8:30, and then now it's up towards 70, and it's really humid. So we're a little toasty right now. Plus right now I'm wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt because earlier today I had to help out a neighbor with some yard work. And we were kind of getting in the middle of some poison ivy areas. So, and I'm extremely allergic to poison ivy, okay? If I get a tiny bit, even if it's down by my ankles or my feet, if I just barely rub it, it's all over me. I am extremely allergic, and it's really kind of scary, all right? So I wore a long sleeve shirt, long pants, and I just haven't changed yet. So this is where we're at right now, okay? So right now it's really humid. So this is essentially 5 different seasons in a matter of just over 24 hours. So, but it's okay. It's okay. We're managing. We're getting through. The good thing is that it's really sunny. It's really basically no clouds in the sky right now. And today would have been a great day for the beach. But you know what? It's okay. We'll go at some point later on this week, or even next week, because the beaches here in Massachusetts finally open. So there's a lot of great beaches here in Massachusetts that I would love to go to this summer. And there's a lot of great beaches down in Rhode Island that, again, I would love to visit again. And there's also some new ones that, I want to go back to. So this now leads into today's NFL update. Okay, obviously I love sports. Obviously I love football. But the thing I don't love about football and the NFL is obviously Roger Goodell. Okay, I won't go on a big rant about him today because I've done that plenty of times already. But clearly, we all know, especially here in New England, that he's basically one of the most incompetent leaders that has ever had such a high and powerful position like that one, okay? Clearly, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, okay? He's all over the place. He doesn't know how to lead. He doesn't know how to make, commitments. He doesn't know how to, set, this rules, like rule book standards, okay? And he doesn't know how to give, punishments to people, okay? Like, especially, again, going back to Deflategate, basically one of the worst fines, not only for players, but for a team and, like, essentially NFL history, just for the potential. They couldn't even make a decision on whether they actually deflated the footballs or not. And yet they got the worst fines ever. And then there's a whole bunch of other players doing these really, 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 really terrible things to other people. And Roger Goodell is just sitting back on his couch, stuffing his face with donuts. And he's just like, whatever. Who cares? It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, get that guy the hell out of there. Okay, he's terrible. Absolutely terrible. He does not know what the heck is going on in his own league. Okay, it's awful. It's miserable. But that's not the point of today's discussion, okay? Because today's discussion, like I was saying earlier, is one of the most important questions that will ever be asked, at least in our day and age, okay? Belichick or Brady? Question mark. Who made the dynasty? Okay, who made the Patriots dynasty? Question mark. Okay, so let's start that discussion with the man himself, Bill Belichick. All right, let's start with Rulebook Bill. So with that being said, Rulebook Bill. Bill Belichick, it's crazy because he takes a ton of time every year. I don't know how he does it, okay, so I can't really speak too much about how he does it, but he's able to sit down and take a ton of time studying the whole entire rulebook every year. And there's very, 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 very few flaws in the rulebook, okay? I'll give credit, because there's a lot of great leaders within the NFL. There's a lot of great things, that they did to make sure, the rules are the way they are. Especially when it comes to, playing the game itself, the way the game's structured, and the way the game, goes. Right, okay, so there's a lot of great things in that rule book, but he takes the time and the energy and the manpower to sit down and actually be able to find those very, very few flaws. And then guess what? Once he finds those flaws, he's able to capitalize off of it. So that way, he's able to, take advantage of it and then basically make the Patriots a successful team and uses it to his advantage, which is crazy, which is awesome. And if you tell me that the Patriots cheat because of that, just get out of here. Don't talk to me. Don't watch my videos. Just don't even associate yourself with me, okay? Because the man is so smart and so intelligent to do that. And, like, other teams don't even look at the rule book, okay? So the fact that your team that you like doesn't do something that's actually pretty crucial to the game, that's not cheating. That's just being straight out lazy. Like, come on. There's a difference between not even trying and trying, okay? Clearly, Rulebook Bill is trying, and y'all are just, giving up at this point, okay? So that's not cheating. That's actually, putting in effort, all right? So don't you dare tell me it's cheating when we're actually trying over here, okay? We're setting the standards for y'all to follow. We've set the standards for 20 years now, and clearly all of the other NFL teams are too dumb enough to not cling on to that, okay? if the Patriots have been dominant for so long, and then you got like a team like the Miami Dolphins or the Cleveland Browns or a team like that just don't even try at this point, come on, give me a break. Are you living on freaking Jupiter or something? Like, you guys are just totally lost at this point. So, well, it was even interesting too, because there was one rule, I'm blanking out the rule at the moment, that the Patriots used against the team regarding, like, you know, running the clock down or something like that with special teams, whatever. But what was interesting, because I was at the wild card game this past season with the Patriots against the Titans, and Mike Vrabel used to be, you know, a player on the Patriots under Bill Belichick, and now he's the head coach of the Titans. Okay, well, had a very good team this year. You know, all credit to them, and all due respect to them. And Mike Vrabel, okay, one of the players of Bill Belichick, now the head coach of the Titans, used that same exact play against his old head coach. I mean, I've got to admit, that's pretty friggin' awesome. Okay, that's just absolutely incredible. I love seeing stuff like that, because that's essentially, you know, payback to, you know, to the Patriots. And so, obviously, you know, the Titans went on to win that game, and it was the first time in like a very, very long time that the Patriots had to play a wild card game. And, you know, this year just was not the Patriots' year at all. Started off the year like very strong, but as time went on, we just, you know, kept realizing that, you know, because we did play a lot of easy teams early on, and I kept telling folks, like, hey, you know, as soon as we get to the later part of the season, we actually have to start playing tough teams. We're just not going to match up where we should, and that's what happened. You know, we started playing tough teams. We weren't performing as well as they needed to, and, you know, once we got to that playoff scenario, it just all fell apart. And obviously, you know, Brady finished the season with a pick 6, and now he's getting lost in Tampa Bay. Okay, he has no idea what the heck is going on. So that leads and then another important thing to make about Bill is that he is the defensive mastermind, right? Offense wins games, defense wins championships, and it's incredible what he can do. Like, he can just take any defense, and he can take any single player from essentially anywhere and just use it to his advantage. And the example I want to use for this, that's honestly like the best example of all time, is a Super Bowl against the Seahawks, you know, a few years back, right? You know, this is the first time the Patriots were in the Super Bowl for quite a while, okay? You know, I'm pretty sure before that it was the Super Bowls against the Giants, and, you know, obviously the Patriots didn't do as well in those Super Bowls as they should have. And so, you know, first time, you know, Patriots have been in the Super Bowl in a while, right? Pats, Seahawks. Seahawks had a great team that year. You know, credit to where credit is due. And, you know, but except minus Pete Carroll, because obviously he's kind of a nut job. And obviously, he used to be with the Patriots way back in the day. Clearly didn't do a great job with the Pats. He was out of there pretty darn quick. But, you know, on paper, the Seahawks had a great team. The Pats had a great team. It was going to be a great matchup. It was a great matchup. Fantastic game to watch, okay? One of the most watched Super Bowls in, I think, NFL history. And guess what? Like, the whole entire game, you know, it was back and forth, back and forth. You know, whenever the Seahawks had the ball, you know, they were going at it on all cylinders. And guess what? It was the same thing with the Pats. So it was the last couple minutes of the game, okay? The Pats were up 28-24. And, you know, the Seahawks got the ball. They were marching down the field. They were on the 1-yard line with like a minute or so left. You know, had 4 downs to get a touch, because they needed a touchdown to win, right? And at that point, as long as they got the touchdown, they won the game, because with the amount of time left on the clock, there was basically no way for the Patriots to be able to come back and win the game. So, it was, you know, 1 yard. The Seahawks were on the 1-yard line, easily able to score a touchdown. They had, you know, Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, you know, best running back in the league that year. So they were golden, right? They were able to win it. But guess what? Interception at the goal line, Malcolm Butler, you know, one of their last downs that the Seahawks had, you know. It was interesting, like, you know, our player, Malcolm Butler went in, got a touchdown in the end zone, and sealed the deal for the Patriots' victory in the Super Bowl. And it was crazy because, Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Seahawks, did not utilize the best running back in the league, which is absolutely shocking. Okay, absolutely shocking. They had 4 tries, and they ended up throwing it. Like, come on. It's for any running back, especially at that level of like professionalism, it would have been a super easy run. Whether it was on the outside or right up the middle or whatever you want, just sneak it right on in. Would have been super easy. Boom, Super Bowl trophy going out to Seattle. But no, too much work for Pete Carroll. So they threw it. We intercepted it. Terrible decision, and we won the Super Bowl. So that's like. It was cool because they were actually the Patriots were practicing that play the whole entire week, anticipating that same exact play, that same exact scenario. And guess what? Bill called it perfectly in that one. Unfortunately, because honestly, it shouldn't have even happened. It was great too because before that point, nobody really heard of, Malcolm Butler. You know what I mean? But that play made him well known, and people finally realized how great of a player he was. So Bill Belichick, really saw value in essentially nobody players, and really helped foster them up, build them up. And he took a lot of chances on coaches that at the time, that at their beginning stages of their career were nobodies. But then he kept pushing them a little more, pushing them a little harder, and made them realize, like, hey, I've actually got a lot of value myself, and I see that same value in others. And so that toughness and that energy radiated throughout the whole entire organization, and that helped build up the Patriots to what it is today, right? Which is awesome. And so it's interesting, too, actually, the story of Bill Belichick, because what happened was, he did some work out in Cleveland and, traveled around a little bit. And then he signed with the Jets to become the head coach of, the New York Jets down on the New York-New Jersey line. And literally, after 24 hours of being the head coach, Robert Kraft reached out to the Jets and he was like, hey, we want Bill. Bill's got a lot of great qualities that would help. Because at the time, Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, just recently bought the team, in order to keep, the Patriots in New England and not have to move, or more specifically in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and not move, anywhere else throughout New England, or not allow the team to move outside of New England, right? Because Bob Kraft, is a Foxborough guy, he's a Massachusetts guy, born and raised, and he's like, hey, look, this team, was like my childhood, my livelihood. And he said when he bought the team, he said in his conference, that, first press conference that hey, look, I know what it's like, having that hometown team, from the baseball team, over in Boston to this team here in Foxborough. A lot of folks, especially around his age at the time, this was the only team that they had, even though this team was absolutely terrible. It didn't matter, If you have such a strong connection to something, imagine losing that. You know what I mean? It'd be devastating, right? Just imagine that one thing in your life where if that was lost, if that was just destroyed, and if that was gone, if that left and was gone, imagine not having that anymore. It'd be terrible. And I can name you plenty of things that where if I lost something right now, I'd be destroyed, right? And I absolutely won't go into that, but I'm just saying, imagine in your life that you had that one thing was gone, right? So that was the way Bob Kraft was for the Patriots. It's if I lose the Patriots in my hometown, this would not be devastating for me. But like I said in one of my videos, the great thing about sports, essentially it's not what obviously it's what you put on the field, but the great thing about sports is the community aspect of it. And the Patriots really helped foster, the Foxborough, Massachusetts community. So, and not only the Foxborough, but the New England as a whole. This was the backbone of New England. And so Bob Kraft in his press conference was like, hey, look, you know, my goal is to not only keep this team in New England and Massachusetts and all that, but I want to bring, you know, so I need to bring a Super Bowl win to this community to really help build up everything around it again, right? And so he really felt that Bill Belichick was going to be part of that backbone situation, right? Really help, you know, bring a great product onto the field and then be able to produce, you know, wins and championships and all that, and then everything else would follow, right? And guess what? That's exactly what happened. And so we called down New York after Bill Belichick signed with the New York Jets. We're like, hey, look, you know, we need Bill Belichick. We'll pay for Bill Belichick. We'll do whatever it takes. And guess what? After a day, the Jets were like, oh yeah, take him. We'll find something else. And that was honestly the greatest move, one of the greatest moves that happened in New England history. Okay, and Bill Belichick's first, you know, conference, you know, press conference that he had, you know, after signing with the Patriots was like, hey, look, you know, obviously there's going to be points throughout the season where we're going to lose, but guess what? We're going to win like crazy, okay? Because Bill Belichick hates losing, right? Every time he loses, he's like always in a terrible mood. He goes in the press conferences. He's basically giving the middle finger to everybody without actually giving them the middle finger. And, you know, the great thing about Bill Belichick is he takes things 1 week at a time, right? He's not the kind of guy that looks into the future way down the road. You know, so if right now is the start of the season, you know, obviously he's thinking about, you know, potentially winning the Super Bowl. But he's like, hey, look, you know, there's one heck of a lot of time between now and the Super Bowl. There's a heck of a lot of work that needs to be done from now until the Super Bowl, okay? And my scenario right now is to take this team and take my work 1 week at a time, okay? Because after a while, you know, these wins at every single week will add up over time, right? And get that great position for the playoffs that we need to be in order to make it easy for us to get to the Super Bowl, you know, in January and February. So, and that's what I love about Bill Belichick is he takes things slowly the way it needs to be. And, you know, it's always awesome to see, you know, the team celebrating in the locker room after each win every week, right? It's great. And Bill Belichick, you know, makes sure that's a priority. And he's like, okay, guys, look, you know, great win, great way to celebrate. You know, you guys, you know, you did great here and did great here, but you obviously could have improved a little bit in this area. But hey, look, you know, it's over. You know, go get some rest. And then let's go back, you know, on Monday or Tuesday, and let's get back to work and focus on next week. Okay? And I think that's awesome. You know, keeping priorities where priorities need to be. And so I'm going to come out with a video later on today to continue this conversation, but we'll flip it up a little bit and talk about the Tom Brady side of things, okay? So I will see you all soon. I'm going to take a little break, but I'll catch y'all in a little bit, all right? Peace out.